Today is a strategy day for me. So we're going to talk about that today for episode 4. And I have a bunch of frustrations about today, and I want to talk about them. Because I also know the answers to the frustrations. And so I want to actively work them out with you here today on this episode. So as I come back to this later, I'll come back to writing later so I can spend my time with you here. I figured I could take the opportunity to discuss what's been going on. The last few days I've been pretty sick. I haven't been able to get anything done. Today, I'm still feeling pretty beat up. But what does that mean? How do I know that what I'm experiencing right now isn't exactly what I asked for? Well, there are several things that I'm frustrated with about what's happening in my life right now. One of them being that as I began to make headway, right as I started pushing towards the new level, the new experience that I need for me to get where I want to go with the academy, with becoming a person of public influence in making videos and TikToks and YouTube and Instagram stuff, I experienced a week's worth of hard setbacks. Here's the thing, is I can find what do we call it, the silver lining in these. There are things at top of mind for me that are very, very important, things that I have a lot of concern about as I push forward and move into building this next layer, this next level of the academy. And one of those being that I will be shifted away from the time I get to spend with my children. In sacrifice of that is me shifting into being able to have the influence in this world that I dream to have, that's heavy on my heart to have. And as I started to push towards the next level of recording these episodes, consistently, my daughter got sick. She got hospitalized. And as we were bringing her home, my other daughter got sick. And then as she started getting better, I got sick. And this last week has been very enlightening to me that I can do hard things. I didn't let the impulsivity of frustration or anger or my old beliefs to creep back in. And during these times I would believe, this is what's happening because this is what's supposed to happen. Now I'm like, okay, this isn't a setback, this is an opportunity to learn. These are opportunities as they come. So today I'm taking the opportunity to do as much as I possibly can. I feel like absolute garbage today, but I don't have time. I don't have time to take another day of laying around. I've literally been laying around since Friday. I just finished sleeping like 17 plus hours. I'm got pretty sick. However, one of the things that I concern myself with is mental discipline, mental toughness, being able to be aligned with that version of me that is gritty and willing to push and willing to do hard things, that version of me that used to exist to chase violence and extremes, but that I've transformed and shifted into chasing my dreams. And that was kind of poetic. There's this other version of me that's very docile and tame. This other version of me that's very like go with the flow, and it is what it is. And I don't like either extreme ends of those parts of my personality, of my characteristic traits. As I hone them in to become more aligned with who I envision myself to be, I get met in the middle with moments like this last week. And because I've trained myself to be somebody who is resilient, somebody who is focused, somebody who is determined to take my life's journey and make a difference with it in this world, days like today are very frustrating. I sit and I'm cold and I don't feel good, and I want to lay back down, and I also want to push, and I want to grind, and I want to make sure things happen. And so I try not to compromise, but sometimes we have to a little bit. And my compromise is not worrying about what I look like or sound like on this video, but recording it anyways. And as I continue to record these videos and I hone in what I am trying to say and how I'm trying to say it, I got to be a little bit vulnerable on that. My other channel, my channel that's just Eric Thomas, I've had forever and ever, mostly just as a user account, not as something that I've posted on much. I'm documenting the journey. I'm documenting the frustrations, more of the behind the scenes things. And because I want to be able to look back one day. One of the cravings that I have is to be able to document my journey. And I want to do it in writing form. Like, I've got this old school mindset of like living in the 1700s and writing my journal by candlelight. And I'm not very good at doing it. But at least here I can do it. So what's the point of today's episode? It's kind of a crossover between my behind the scenes stuff and the academy. Let's focus on the academy a little bit here, on what we learn in the academy. Being able to take moments like this and apply them strategically to the outcome that you want in life has to be top of mind. What is it that I can learn about myself? What is it that I can learn about the way that I operate when things aren't going well? What is it that I can learn about myself and extract from that the ability to move into the next version of me, the next version of who I am, who I want to become? How do I show those around me in my life that I'm willing to push? How am I willing to show those in my life that I am somebody who is capable and willing to do the hard things and willing to provide? I want to be an example to my children. I want to be an example to those that have been kind of behind the scenes doubting. You see, I used to be somebody who was very abrasive and aggressive in nature when it comes to like the way I wanted people to see me, because that was a mechanism that I developed in order to keep people at bay. So there's nobody in my life that directly tells me that they don't think I will be able to do something, because in the past when somebody told me I wasn't able to do something, I would exactly do that thing or the opposite of what they thought I should be doing, and which has become a fantastic skill set of mine. As I have matured and grown into the version of me that I am today, I did not relinquish or let go of those characteristic traits. I did not become brand new or born myself into a new version of me. I just shifted the characteristic traits that I displayed into a more moral, ethical, and useful way. So those characteristic traits of me being abrasive and aggressive now show up in my ability to push myself to being able to make content. You can do it. You can do the hard things. is what I tell myself. And pretty incredible. You know, even though I don't feel very good today, mentally I feel proud of myself. Because eventually, as we go back and we recap and revisit these videos at future dates, we'll be able to look back and see what I've done, who I've become, and how I've grown. I belong in this subgroup of minority percentage-wise of people that are leaders in this world. And I've been attempting to achieve it and realize it for a very, very long time. I have had so many battles to overcome. And I believe that I can help other people overcome those battles as well. That's what this academy is all about. Is being an example, but not just being an example and not talking about it, but being about it and then showing other people how to do that too. I haven't quite figured out the recipe yet. Doing it on my own is incredibly difficult. But I've been aware that this is what I've needed to do the entire time. I've had to do it alone. So, with that being said, as these episodes continue to get better, I ask that you follow, that you share, and that you become elite. And most importantly, find somebody to be kind to today.